Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. It has been a while. People have sent me emails and messages and texts, and they said, what are you doing? What's up? And I have been on vacation. And since I have been on vacation, I have not done a lot of videos or anything like that to YouTube, to Pinterest, Snapchat, LinkedIn, or Facebook, which I am active on all of those. But there's going to be some changes, so I'm going to tell you about them. There has just been some stuff that is going on, it seems like, on Facebook, so I'm really not going to be a part of it anymore. I own 5 or 6 different channels, and I won't mention them because some of them overlap with prepping, some don't, and so I'm just not going to. Those of you who know. And I will still be around in those venues, but I'm not going to be around on Facebook anymore. The few things that I do post from now on will be on Mayhem Country Living, and that will be all related to the channel and the homestead and the site and the property, chickens, you know, buildings, all that stuff. And it's just nothing exotic. It's just a choice I've made. I've noticed a lot of stuff going on in the public with a bunch of people that, you know, yaying about the guns and all that stuff. And my response to them, because a lot of people have asked me what I thought, and I'm not going to do anything different than I do. And somebody said, well, what would you do if they come and, you know, got your guns? Would you shoot police officers, armed citizens, or military? No, that's just kind of a weird question. And you know, it's a bunch of weirdos and dumbasses baiting you. But at some point you kind of respond and you just kind of move on. And that's one reason I'm getting away completely from Facebook. I will start doing a lot of stuff on MeWe, and we will progress away from Facebook, and you will be able to find all my stuff on MeWe and YouTube and Snapchat, LinkedIn, all the other stuff. But we will be stepping back from Facebook. But some weirdo said, oh, blah blah blah, you know, all that, and I said, and I thought about it, and I chewed on it, and thought about it, and I looked up some stuff, and then my response was all threats, foreign and domestic. So if someone is coming to take your guns, and that's not at that point, but if someone says you can't have this, well, all threats, foreign and domestic, smells like tyranny. Maybe we should treat it like tyranny. Just saying. But not to be all doom and gloom. We've been away. We've been out of town on vacation, and some of the stuff that we did, a few people knew that we were going out of town, and for those of you who knew and did not like comment or say anything, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the anonymity to be out of town and not have to worry about property, homestead, or anything like that. It was really nice. Although as soon as I pulled back up to the local country store gas station, they said, we saw all your pictures. That is something you should think about, guys, and we may do a whole video on security. And I know they do it the sexy way and say OPSEC. No, we're not. This is not a military operation. This is just us. it's us, but it could be just you and your household. So it would be like your mama used to say, or your grandmother, minding your P's and Q's. Not talking about everything to everybody, because you don't need to. So one of the things I did when we went out of town was to make sure that I wasn't in the photos, because they kept posting photos while they were out of town. The family was that they were gone for a week. I was gone for a few days, and I kept coming back home to check on stuff and everything, just because we could not find anybody to sit the property that we trusted. And you need to really be careful with the stuff that you post onto public media, Facebook especially. I alluded to in one of the previous videos about the court case that I was a juror on, and they pulled video content and photo content from Facebook, and it was admissible as evidence. So I want you guys to be very, very careful. Now, I have to admit, I'm weak for trolls. I love me some trolls. I love to beat them down and say all kind of nasty stuff to them. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm really not. I'm going to step away from a lot of the public media unless it is directed exactly towards my channel, my group, my friends, my people. I always say take care of your people. So I'm going to do stuff exclusively directed towards my people from now on. So you're not going to see a whole lot of Darren Taylor on YouTube anymore. I'm sorry. So you're not going to see a lot of Darren Taylor on Facebook anymore. We're going to wean it off, and the Hooch has agreed she's going to do hers as well, and we're going to eliminate it because it's just not necessary. It's not conducive to what our long-term plans are. And I encourage you, and we're going to do some videos on alternative media, MeWe especially. But there's all kinds of other stuff out there that does not track everything you do. It's a true story. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was in Huntsville doing some work they do some work for a missile testing site last week. And this is a missile testing site. So, DOD kind of stuff all through the place, Department of Defense, and it is high tech. And I was talking to one of the guys, a good friend of mine, and we were talking about cars, old cars. And he collects and loves old Ford Broncos. And we were talking about that, and I said, I've always been a Chevelle guy, Chevrolet. I always loved old Chevelles. And he said, well, it's almost time for lunch. I'm going to go back in here. He said, is that okay? We'll take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll check some other equipment. I said, all good, man. And so I went out to my car and started writing some reports up, and came back in about 30 minutes, and he said, I'm going to talk to you about something. I said, sure, man, what you got? He said, you remember we were talking about Broncos and old Chevelles? I said, yeah. He said, I went back in, sat down for lunch, and he said, I pulled my iPhone up to goof off on for a while. He said, and there was nothing in there but advertising for old Bronco parts and old Chevelle reproduction parts. So, take that for what you will, guys. Operational security can be something as small as not saying you're going on vacation, or it can be something as significant as maybe turning your phone off when you go inside your house at night. Depends on what you need from it. This building is the only building we have on the property now that has computers. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, guys, just a second, shoot me some picture of my ugly going to pop over on this side of the screen. On the opposite side, there'll be some videos for you to get your Randy Wacky. As always, guys, take care of your people.